Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich Russia. Let us continue on from where we last left off. My goal today is to kill Kazakhstan. Do they have any other cities? Answer's like not really. Like if we can take one of their cities, like we should be like pretty okay, I think. Now our supplies are bad. Supplies are bad. We're starting to make like some weapons, which is good, but the numbers is not really where we want them to be. If I can take this province, these three divisions are kind of stuck. I mean, all our units are kind of like ass. All of them are pretty bad. We just got to keep pushing on this front. How long until you actually get there? I mean, you're going at a pretty decent speed. Now we've got troops around Turkestan. I might get some of these units to kind of deploy in funny directions. You're doing some nasty work. I mean, there's that supply hub over here that would be really, really nice for us to take. Let's move you guys into Turkestan itself. There's another supply hub here we could possibly have. Because Kazakhstan right now, they're at 63. You're worth 5. The number's down here, right? And then there's one city here worth 3. There's literally no cities over here at all. If that's the case, I mean, we maybe need to move some troops over there. Ethnicities of questionable political loyalties. As per the new border zone legislation, millions now live inside the restricted military zones of the Russian borders. Based on the additional executive orders, people of questionable political loyalty will be removed from the border regions and resettled deeper into Russia, given priority with priority given to the western border. Ingridian Finns will have been among the first targeted due to their proximity to Petrograd, and thus the utmost national security importance. The Krashtazia operation is now scheduled against Karelians, Chechens, Ingushians, and the Kuban Ukrainians living in the border regions. Thousands of people have been moved to safer parts of the respective gun areas and employed in state services for an undetermined time. Appreciate the stability boost. You guys are doing some good work. Can I move to this city? We're kind of victory point rushing a little bit. Which, I mean, kind of have to. I mean, how many more days do we have? 141? That should be enough, I think. Push you guys here. You guys come back. Does Khiva... Okay, they have a few cities in the south. But you're Bukharin. So you're not actually a city we care about. You're worth 1. You're worth 2. Khiva is at 81% capitulation. They capitulated a little bit earlier. I hate the Germans. Decree on internal-external border controls. Freedom of movement is regularly abused by the enemies of the state. Either it is a rootless miscreant wandering the country, avoiding work and committing crimes, or a more serious of saboteurs or spies. Additionally, many people have been leaving Russia for Ukraine, Belarus, or any other border state, with at least principled ones simply going to Germany, often with their wealth. A new decree on border controls have changed all of this. All Russian residents are required identification papers to pass through internal borders, and any person with no legitimate reason to reside where they are is liable to be conscripted for work. Additionally, anyone seeking to leave Russia will be subject to freezing of their assets within the country and limited only to the items that they may need for a vacation or a business trip. In practice, this means the nationalization of assets from anybody trying to leave the country and not returning within a given amount of time. Both of these duties have been merged under the MVD's Internal Security Bureau. Due to the lack of resources, we should initially focus more on the aspect of the decree and increase securities as more reasons are given to it. Political power plus 50. 10% stability is a lot. Negative 100 political power, though, is kind of crazy. But military is at 5. Popular anger is not that bad. Give me a 10% stability boost. Thank you. Thank you. Once again, I forgot to put the timer on. 2 videos in a row this time. You're making some good progress. We'll do a little bit of pressure on these troops. When we enter this city, that's going to get Kazakhstan down to 20%. We might just need that city, but it's kind of hard to tell. You move to their capital. You move to Khiva from this direction. Put some pressure on this troop. I mean, I don't think this is going to kill Khiva, but it's going to at least put... You know, make them a little sad, which is what I'm kind of wanting. And the faith of the 5th Department. Before the 1920s, Russian military intelligence was scattered between several departments and was severely understaffed. It was finally centralized and consolidated into the 5th Department of the General Chief of Staff of the War Ministry in 1927, commonly called Pyotr Oddeleny. Since 1930, it has been headed by Pavel Shetilov, a known monarchist and longtime friend and ally of Peter Wrangel. Under his leadership, the SO saw... Or is it the 50? Yeah, it's the 50, obviously. Saw further expansion and reorganization, massively improving Russian intelligence capabilities. Nevertheless, we are solidly in control under a domestic and foreign intelligence apparatus within the Grozhaja under Director Kalapikov. Shetilov's political affiliations make him an unreliable element for the SRS. And while it's clear that Shetilov must go, Commander-in-Chief Anton Denikin and the military make it clear that they will not tolerate any structural changes to the departments. We have to make a choice. We can acquiesce to the Army's wishes and replace Shetilov with Peter Glezhnev, one of the 50's founders and current deputy chief. A skilled intelligence officer, Glezhnev possesses no loyalty to any military faction and has a history of being friendly towards the SRS. However, it is no secret that Glezhnev is ambitious, and his predisposition to our regime goes only as far as the stability of the Russian state. Another option is Nikolai Shekharov, a SRS veteran from the Civil War days, currently headed by Moscow Military District. While he's not quite as experienced as Glezhnev, he compensates for it with political reliability and loyalty to Savinkov. Assigning him to the chief of the 50th Department would increase our influence with the general staff without overly angering Anton Denikin. Finally, we have a third option. We can ignore the army mandates, dissolve the 50, and transfer it to the general staff, or from the general staff, which reports to the commander-in-chief. The new military intelligence department within the Grozhaja, which reports directly to Klepikov and consequently Savinkov himself. 50. I think we'll do the safe choice here because I need some political power. We are in the gutter there, for sure. Did we take okay, we have taken Kiva. So let's see if we can go to, we need to take this city next. The war should be over soon. I mean, the casualty rates are significantly higher than I would like. It's almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is never like super good for us. But it seems like they're kind of in a situation where they don't really have any they don't have enough troops to actually defend all of the borders, which is good for us. Is that enough to kill Kazakhstan? No, it's not. Do they have any other cities? I think purple can attack again. It's not like they have any other yeah, they don't have any other cities, I don't think. Okay, meddling Poland. The Polish election in 1938 are looking extremely tense. The Austrian-backed Liberal Coalition, the Centerschlo, is making attempts to dethrone the supporters of King August IV. Roman Dmowski and the Polish nationalists are asking for our support towards their cause. Make sure they win. Fuck it. We're in for a penny, in for a pound, baby. Okay, we almost have taken you out. And we just need to take a few more provinces along the border. Get Khiva out of the war. I think Spain has now joined the Internationale, which is fine by us. Ooh, we have a special project, finally. Let's go for the flamethrower tank. Hell yeah. Let's get that one going. And just keep on taking more and more cities. You'll be in Kokand fairly soon, I have to imagine. There's Khiva dead. I need you to stay in this city because we do need the cities for our victory for sure. Delete these lines. We'll have some divisions to stay back and kind of distract them. And I mean, again, the numbers aren't like great by any stretch of the imagination. Okay, there goes Kazakhstan. And the war should be over in like a second. The Russian cause, 49 days. I guess we'll modernize the Trans-Siberian Railway. Seems like an okay next step. Keep pressure on you. Everybody go to Kokand. Okay, Russian troops, you need to advance as quickly as possible. Okay, we've taken the city, and that will be Turkestan dead? No, it's close, but not quite, not quite. The rise of the Sovniks. Though the term has been used as a blanket, and originally derogatory, label for any supporter of the SZRS, a true Sovnik has always been a cut above the average party member. The term, loosely translated as freeman, first came about during Savinkov's 1918 uprising against the Bolsheviks in Central Russia, with Sovnik referring to the partisans of the SZRS directly under Savinkov's command. With the Civil War's end and the original SZRS's dissolution, the Sovniks would emerge in 1924 as a paramilitary wing of the SZRS political party. The Sovniks would lead a tumultuous existence for the following decade, brawling with socialists and liberals in the streets. While their most fanatical members joined the outright illegal combat squad terror cells. Even amidst the bloodshed, however, the Sovniks also ran soup kitchens for the poor and provided free labor to the struggling peasants, which did much to engender goodwill for a band of men who would otherwise be considered thugs. The SZRS rise to the halls of government has, however, left the Sovniks searching for a new purpose. Boasting more members than ever, it would be silly to leave them guarding party meetings. Lesser paramilitary, such as the SR's Russian League of Archangel Michael, have already been merged in with the Sovniks, which has made the organization essentially a sole private army for the party. Proposals within the party have thus coalesced around two plans. The first aims to unite several branches of the MVD's police forces under the Sovniks, creating a federal national guard that would maintain domestic order and good governance. The other plan would instead incorporate the Sovniks into the military under direct command of the commissars, creating an armed force capable of acting both as a military police and an ideological backstop. In either case, the Sovniks will blossom into a pillar of party power. We'll keep them in the soldiers for now, because again, they were a little bit more angry there. Kyrgyzstan, I need you, buddy. I need you to die. Okay? You know, I don't want to sound like too harsh, but I kind of need you to not be here anymore. 11,000 guns down. Oh my god. These are really not... Especially since, like, it's 1938. Like, the war's going to be happening sooner than you would think. It's like, our industrial capacity is, like, nowhere near where it needs to be right now. I can tell you that much. Okay, confirm and exit. We can then bring Purple Army. What was Purple Army even doing before? Well, you guys can go back to Georgia. That's fine. I don't even... Oh, no, I guess Purple Army was defending this before. We'll send some of you guys back to Ukraine. And some of you guys here. And then I guess the rest right now can just go to Manchuria and just kind of hang out. I don't know where else to really put you. At least right now. So are these available for us? Pacify the frontier. Simulate the abandoned states. Because we don't control Bukhara, we can pacify you. Ability goes up. Okay. We'll worry about that in a mere moment. Dealing with Central Asia. Now that we've secured control over much of Central Asia, the question remains on what we should do with these territories, as well as our erstwhile Bukharan client state in the south. Traditionally, we've ruled Central Asia through a mixture of direct military governments, Transcapia and Russian Turkestan, and client kingdoms in Kiev and Bukhara. A convoluted system which often produced more trouble than it is worth. In recent years, the proud states have proved themselves to be dubiously loyal and questionably competent, leading many to promote a more hands-on approach to administering this rebellion region. However, others have advocated stringent to the creation of a unified and independent Turkic state in the region, claiming that the division in the region which is what allowed a rebellion to fester, and causations that the cost of administrating Central Asia would far outweigh any gains that we would glean from direct control of the region. Our information of the region, and disposition of our allies and efficiency of administration murky, we have come to rely heavily on the advice of the Emirates' Russian advisors, who have briefed us on the various goings-on in the capital, along with many wanted and unwanted recommendations on how to proceed. However, our men on the ground have been mixed in their recommendations, with many promoting the Emir as a close ally of the regime, others advocating for the creation of a new Republican government to unify the region, while others still clamour for the annexation of the Emirate into our lands proper, and a reorganization of Central Asia into a manageable Russian realm. The maintenance of the Emir as a figurehead leader in the new Central Asia realm will likely go a long way towards keeping the peace of the region, and the protection of the Islamic monarchy could prove to be a valuable propaganda piece if we wish to court some more Middle Eastern leaders. On the other hand, the Emir has proven himself to be an obstruction to the modernization of his realm, and there is significant public demand for a native-led Republican government, especially among the Turkic intelligentsia. Of course, the simplest course of action would be simply annex the lands, so that their administration can be approached holistically. That it can't take its course of action will likely prove the ire of the native population. Without clear direction from the experts of Kara, it is truly the government's decision to make. Retain the Emir. So basically, do we want to keep this man around? I mean, like, not really. He's kind of been, like, he died immediately. 4% stability. Pacify, assimilate the bandit state. So this is if we want to annex them. Invade Afghanistan. Pacify. Mission to Tehran happens no matter what. Chinese frontier happens basically no matter what. So we can't, if we pacify, we can't invade Afghanistan. Invite Syria, invite Iraq. Ottoman Empire is a subject of the Ottomans, or the Ottomans don't exist. I mean, I'm kind of leaning to creating a Central Asian Republic. Mostly because I don't want to have to deal with occupation. Like, that just seems like a mess for us. Now, I will notice that he is still, the Emir is still here. But maybe that might change when we do this option. I'm not too sure. But either way, railroad will be completed soon. Okay, there's the new National Republic. The Trans-Caspasian question. With the rise of a new protectorate in the south, one divisive question has sprung up: the Trans-Caspasian Gubernaria. In 1929, Kiev de facto seized the territory from us. It must admit that this was a popular move among the local people there. Perhaps it would be wise to legalize separation of the Trans-Caspasian Gubernaria, granting it the Turkestan National Republic. Again, it's not cord, and I don't want to have to spend money holding on to it. So they're going to get Karukum, which I'm assuming is here. I'm just going to give it to them. They can have the whole region. We'll kind of establish the old borders we had at the beginning of the game, but now with a more loyal ally in the south. And do they have... okay, looks like they have a new little focus tree. Good for them. Yes, we need to pacify the frontier. Please and thank you. And how is the economy looking? We have 88 factories. We're building this nuclear reactor. We need more civilian factories for sure. Way more than we need. The nuclear reactor is one of those, it's nice to have. It's not like super high on the priority list for obvious reasons. And our new regime in Turkestan. After some preparation, we have made incredibly successful in our mission to depose the Emir and replace him with a Republican government. Any large-scale resistance against our maneuver died with the Uzbek chief, Ibrahim Bek, who fought to the end against forces we sent to subdue him. Most factions and forces within the old emirate have pledged themselves to a new allied government under the caretaker leadership of the well-regarded Jadid progressive Madmu Koja Bebudli. While Bebudli is free-spirited and unlikely to fully bend toward directives, he will have to rely on our agents to support his regime, and his goal to modernize the region broadly aligned with our own. If he proves to be too slippery, we could simply call for an election in the new Republic of Turkestan to bring a new, more pliable native into power. As it stands, we've gained a valuable buffer state and earnest ally in the south, with precious little expenditure of resources and rubles on our part. Of course, the only time will tell whether this puppet state proves to be more trouble than it's worth. But in the meantime, we can simply reap the rewards of a coup well plotted. It's still very high. I don't know why it's so high still. Influence Poland, lend our support. Don't need to worry about you too much. Build some more factories and stuff here. I think that seems good. Have 6th division in the state. Have complete decision pacify North Caucasus. I mean, we do need to do that. You know, I'm not going to lie about that. That is a task of ours. Sure, let's improve the engines. I think that seems like a worthwhile endeavor. Now let's see. So we're down 10,000. This will technically resolve itself in 146 days. We need more artillery. We need more trucks. Okay, we kind of just like, we need more everything. which is a real shame. Now, again, we're not at war. We could start sending volunteers out again. Like, sending more volunteers to the American Union states. You can send 3. Is there any other wars we're kind of interested in? Particularly, I would say. So let's just send, you know, 3 divisions. We'll throw them underneath this general, and we'll just we'll send them over. I think that seems fairly reasonable. Again, it looks like the SRI is going to probably end up kicking the bucket. But it does depend on whether or not they can last long enough for the Second Weltkrieg to actually begin, and then French troops will march into the region as well. Both of those are definitely possible. Okay. Again, East Turkestan should be able to join us. Mongolia, I don't think they will. We could invade them, though. The Hangzhou Ataman. Northern Fedingen has always been a bandit country. Home of the Honghuzi, who have long preyed on Russian interests in Manchuria with the support of Zhang Zolin. These men have proved a fertile recruiting ground for all the kind of warlords and bandit kings, including Gregory Semenyov's alarmingly growing mercenary army. It seems that Semenyov has securing backing from both Zhang Zolin and the Kuomintang army, and is becoming a mercenary leader in his own right. But to what end, we do not know. It is possible that he seeks merely to profit from smuggling operations in Pyramid and Mir, or possibly enter Japanese service in any wars in China. But it's also possible that his ambition knows no bounds, and he will prepare to someday cross into Russia. I cannot afford 100 political power, I can tell you that right now. So we're going to simply ignore that. But I will not ignore the fact that I think this is going to be a good time to be ending this episode. If you enjoyed, thumbs up. Not enjoying, thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.